'Tis the season to be jolly, which, in horror terms, means it's also the season to unwrap the gift of getting bloody. Between recent classics like Krampus and iconic animated masterpieces like The Nightmare Before Christmas, there are plenty of unsettling holiday films to check out if you're looking to mix the most wonderful time of the year with a healthy dose of fright. You can't have Christmas without red, after all, and what better way to celebrate togetherness this holiday season than by tuning into a movie that takes family drama to terrifying Yuletide extremes. Directed by Johnny Kevorkian, Await Further Instructions is a more recent addition to the holiday horror canon that blends a claustrophobic sci-fi premise with all the recognizable pitfalls of spending the holidays with your less-than-festive relatives. With the technological suspense of a Black Mirror episode and the gruesome violence of a speculative thriller, the tense atmosphere of Kevorkian's film helped Await Further Instructions impress critics upon release. Though, as the film's characters eventually learn, you won't want to take anybody else's word for watching this haunting Christmas horror. Kevorkian's film differs from traditional holiday fare in terms of basic tone. Even from the onset, Await Further Instructions lacks the holiday cheer that makes for such a great reversal in most horror films, instead beginning with absent son Nick, Sam Gittins, reluctantly bringing his girlfriend, Angie Nija Naik, home for her first Christmas with his family. This meeting is soon derailed, however, by Nick's racist grandfather, David Bradley, and equally inconsiderate sister, Kate, Holly Weston, providing the perfect portrait of a dysfunctional family over the holidays. Nick and Angie subsequently resolve to leave before everyone wakes up on Christmas morning. However, they wake to find that mysterious black bars have instead trapped them inside the house with the movie's eponymous instructions playing on the family television. What follows are the couple's attempts to literally survive Christmas with Nick's increasingly unhinged family, with the film's atmosphere sharply transitioning from stifling family drama to contemplative thriller. As the family's own efforts to stick together and rationalize their confinement progress, so too do the television's instructions, elevating Await Further Instructions suspense and creating nerve-wracking dilemmas for Nick's self-righteous family. A particularly memorable scene involves the main cast wavering after their television instructs them to inject themselves with dirty needles sent down the chimney, making Await Further Instructions at times feel almost like a social experiment and hinting at the film's deeper message. A frequent and perhaps justified criticism of Kevorkian's film is that the movie is too heavy-handed when it comes to its own critique of modern technology. When, towards the film's final act, Nick's father, Tony, Grant Masters, comes to literally worship their television, the film's point about contemporary obsessions and subservience to household appliances is clear. Yet, this criticism also misses the greater point about Await Further Instructions, which is that the film isn't so much a criticism of technology as it is a critique of what technology represents in Kevorkian's film, Blind Obedience. Specifically, Tony's assumption that his television is playing an emergency broadcast from the British government showcases his willingness to place complete faith in an arbitrary system of power, underscoring the movie's greater point that unwavering devotion to tradition is a recipe for familial disaster. Aside from Tony's initial misconception, the deadly consequences of adhering to old ways of thinking more prominently manifest in the ways the patriarch treats his family. Every time either Tony, Kate's husband, Chris Sadler, or Nick's grandfather assert their self-proclaimed male dominance over their relatives, members of the house are either unjustifiably confined, gravely injured, or worse. In this way, Await Further Instructions is as much an effective rebuke to old-fashioned conceptions of patriarchy as it is a condemnation of those who would use outdated modes of thought to confront increasingly absurd circumstances. What's more, when the film does finally reveal its unnerving monster during the climax, the shortcomings of Tony's ways of thinking come into even clearer view. This proves that those who can't change with the times are bound to become puppets in a film that's sure to be cathartic for anyone spending the holidays with difficult relatives.